welcome to Nisi's Food Journey, where I explore my DNA through food. Today I'm exploring my Texas heritage by making a King Ranch Chicken Casserole. Both of my great-grandparents were born and raised in Texas, and my great-grandfather was even a Texas Ranger at one point. Now this is my take on King Ranch Chicken Casserole. I'm omitting some ingredients and adding others to suit our tastes. Many King Ranch call for a rotisserie chicken, but we decided to smoke ours instead. It also calls for a cream of mushroom soup, which I'll be making from scratch. King Ranch Chicken Casserole usually has chili peppers and rotel, which unfortunately I cannot eat, so I'm swapping the cream of chicken soup with this nacho cheese sauce. It'll have just enough heat for me and a very similar consistency to the cream of chicken. I'm also swapping the rotel for fresh tomatoes and adding green pepper, onion, and garlic. Of course, we're going to need corn tortillas and cheese. Before we smoke our chicken, we're going to spatchcock it by removing its spine, and then we're going to flatten the chicken out. This makes for a very nice presentation and cuts the cooking time down significantly. We're going to save the spine to make stock at another time. Once you've removed the spine, you're going to flip the chicken and crack the breastbone. There you go. Now we're going to lightly season the chicken with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. We usually season a little more aggressively, but this is going to be a shredded chicken for this casserole, so it just needs very light seasoning. Our pellet smoker is set to 225 degrees, and we're going to smoke this chicken until it reaches an internal temperature of 165. I guess it took a little less than 2 hours. And here is our lovely smoked chicken. Smoking this chicken is going to add great dimension to this casserole. Now the chicken is shredded and we have all our ingredients ready. We're going to start sauteing the vegetables. Going in with the onion, green pepper, and tomato first. And I'm going to season as I go along. Now we're going to add the garlic. Now it's time to start making the cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to start by dicing the mushrooms very, very small, as you see, and then we're going to saute them until they get a very nice color on them. Now it's time to make a very simple roux. It's just equal parts of butter and flour. I want to stir to combine all that flour and cook it down a bit. Now I'm going to add in my chicken broth. I guess it ended up being about a cup. And you want to keep stirring as you add your liquids. And it wouldn't be cream of mushroom soup without cream. I think I added maybe 1/4 cup. And now we're going to add our nacho cheese sauce, which has just enough heat for me. And it's also very thick. It's making the soup have a very nice thick consistency, which is exactly what you want. And now it's time to add the shredded chicken in. And that's pretty much it for the sauce. It's a very simple sauce to make. And now we're going to assemble. We start by adding a thin layer of sauce to the bottom of a 9 by 13 casserole dish. Then we're going to layer the corn tortillas. This is very similar to any other kind of casserole you've made, maybe like a lasagna where you just add your noodles, you add your sauce, you add your cheese. This is pretty much the same thing. After we layer our first layer of tortillas, we're going to add more sauce. Now we're going to add a thin layer of cheese. And you just repeat. You just keep going until you run out of sauce or tortillas, whichever comes first. I think we ended up with about 4 layers in this casserole. You finish by topping it with more cheese. And you might want to bake this on a foil-lined baking sheet in case any of the cheese or sauce spills over. Our oven is set to 350 degrees and we're going to bake this for about 40 minutes. And here it is, King Ranch Chicken Casserole. The hardest part is letting it sit. You have to let it sit and cool for about 20 minutes or so. But there it is, my version of King Ranch Chicken Casserole, the mild version. Now it's time to serve it up. It's a very soft, smooth, and creamy casserole, and as you're going to see, very cheesy. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. My husband opted for some pickled jalapenos on his. As you can see, this is very simple to make. It's great to serve for a crowd, for when you're having a barbecue or even a potluck. And of course, it's delicious too. King Ranch Chicken Casserole going in. This was absolutely delicious, and I hope you give it a try. Don't take my word for it, though. Let's see what the smallest taste tester in the house, Brady, has to say about it. Oh, I think he wants it. But you're having a treat instead, Brady. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can join me on my future food journeys.